Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-April 2023 love reading. Thanks to those of you who viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, that's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like that's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that away, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Six of Cups and Fortune. So seeing these two cards come up could just be saying that this is a person that you probably had a history with, and you might have been disconnected from this person for a while, but I feel like this is saying that you guys did reconnect recently, and possibly because you might have started to get signs and synchronicities that were leading you to reconnect with this person, so whether it was through music, right, or possibly even in your dreams, but it looks like there was definitely some signs that you started to see that led you to feel like it would be a good idea to reconnect with this person in the past. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Ten of Cups. So it definitely looks like they had some genuine love toward you in the past, and again, we actually see a music influence in the artwork here too, so maybe that's how the two of you might have connected, right? So maybe there was just a song that the two of you might have shared with each other, and then you might have heard that, and that brought feelings up from the past. But either way, it looks like this is saying that there was definitely some genuine love on their part and a desire to reconnect as well. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Eight of Coins. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, so it could just be saying that you're working on self-improvement at this time, possibly putting an effort toward this connection as well, especially given that we do see the body language point in that direction. But either way, I feel like this is saying that you're just in a mode of self-improvement, self-mastery, so yeah, it looks like you're definitely putting an energy toward the connection in the present, even if just through working on where you need to improve yourself. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Nine of Wands, the World, and the Five of Cups. So, interesting mixture of energies here. But really what I'm seeing with this, so whenever I see the Nine of Wands in this deck, it makes me think of the fact that if you look closely at the child in the background, they look a little disappointed. They're looking at two adults there, and they're behind that gate, right? So it makes me think of, someone who might have felt like they weren't shown a lot of love and affection from their parents growing up. But to see the World card here, we see the child. It looks like they're holding a little heart, right? And we see that the parents are trying to hold them up there. So I feel like this is saying that they might have been going through some healing around that, right? Where maybe they might have looked at their experience growing up through a different lens, to where they might have viewed it as, oh, my parents didn't love me, right? But maybe they might realize now that actually the parents really did sacrifice a lot for them, right? So maybe if they didn't show them love in a way that they might have expected, I feel like they came to a realization that the parents really did love them. And I feel like through that, now they're trying to heal their own love lives, right? So it looks like there could have been some messiness around their love lives and their past connections too. But I feel like this is a healing process they've been going through. So for some of you, looks like you might have been going through a bit of a healing process as well, although I feel like this is much more drastic on their side. And it might have been that Libra full moon that we had recently that might have brought this up to the surface for this person. Alright, future energy on your side, we have tradition. So this is actually the equivalent to the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is the major arcana for Taurus. So this might be saying timeline-wise that as we move through Taurus season, maybe you're going to feel like the connection's moving forward in a positive manner. What sticks out to me with this card is always the fact that we do see the names of Romeo and Juliet on the card, so there could be something about it that might still be a little bit forbidden, right? So, I mean, quite frankly, maybe when the two of you reconnected, given that we saw that Five of Cups artwork there, maybe this person still had another connection in the picture. So it could just be a matter of waiting for them to fully clear that situation out before the two of you are able to pursue the connection fully. But it looks like there could be, like I said, something about the connection that makes it a bit difficult, but it looks like there is a desire to build on it. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Hangman. So, yeah, it could just be saying that they might still feel like, they're going through their own healing process. So, like I said, I feel like this energy here sounded a little bit heavy, right? What we talked about in the present for this person. But I feel like it was necessary for them, and I feel like this is just saying that they might still be, integrating all of those lessons that came up there for them. So they might just be a little bit more slow to move in the direction that you seem to be moving in, which is to want to um, escalate the connection to the next level. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have love. So this is the equivalent of the lovers in traditional tarot, another indicator that your feelings for this person are really strong. And if nothing else, this could be another indicator too that maybe as we get more to Gemini season, you might feel like that obstacle that you might see in the way during Taurus season might be out of the way by then, which does remind me of the fact that we're about to have Mercury retrograde in Taurus too. So maybe these are some things that need to be cleared out during the retrograde period, and as we move toward the end of May, you might start to see improvement there. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Page of Wands. Oh, excuse me, Page of Pentacles, rather. So yeah, it's interesting to see here that, again, we see the flute, right? So there definitely seems to be some connection with music between the two of you. Maybe for some of you, this could even be a musician, for all I know, but it seems like there is some connection with music in some way or another. But seeing this here could just be saying with the Page of Pentacles, they move a little bit slower, right? So it could just be saying that they're getting there, right? They feel like they're getting to that level to where they can offer some stability, but just definitely seems like they're moving at a slower pace at this time compared to you. Well, and interestingly enough, as I say that, beneath that we have the Chariot card. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where, especially given that, like I said, we're about to have that Mercury retrograde, could just be one of those things that's going to be slow moving, but it could build momentum as we get to Gemini season through Cancer season and so on. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. Let's see what we get from our Moonlight deck here. I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them and from them to you. Alright, so nothing's coming up, so what I'll do is I'll just put the deck down, and just give me a few seconds to tune in, we'll pull a card. Alright, we'll take this card, and the next we'll see what we get from them to you. Got two on their side, so let's see what we get on your side first. Alright, we have rejection. And my camera is rejecting this card right now, but we'll see if we can get it to focus. There we go. It says, I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. So interesting message there, right? I didn't necessarily see any energy of insecurity on your side, but maybe that is a bit of fear you have, and if anything, interestingly enough, it could just be because they seem to be working through their own issues, quite frankly. So that could be just how those energies are playing off each other. But let's see what we got on their side. All right, we have clingy. And again, it's not wanting to focus. Ever since I invoked the name Mercury retrograde, it seems like we're having this issue, but, well, alright, anyway. It says, feeling trapped pushes me away, please give me some space. So interesting message there, because that at the very least makes me think of the artwork with the Hangman, right? Where, they definitely look like they're trapped there, so could just be something to keep in mind, because like I said, it looks like in the present they got hit with a heavy dose of energy here where they could just be processing it still. So it it could just be one of those things where you might need to pace yourself a little bit if you do want to escalate the connection, right? It could just be one of those things where you might have to give them a little more time. And I feel like they could build up there, but you know, you just might have to pace yourself a bit. All right, and we have selfish. It says, I love the way you make me feel, but I can't give you the same in return. So yeah, I mean, between these two cards, I mean, I still do feel like there's potential for them to get to the point in the future where they will be able to show up in the connection in a positive way. But right now, doesn't seem like that time with these two cards. So something to think about there. But we'll see what the Wisdom of the Oracle adds to the mix. Just looking for one card here to wrap the reading up with. Nope, got one there. All right, so let's see. All right, we have Round and Round. There's the artwork, and the number is 25. So let's see. Okay, the relationship message says, are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, especially that last sentence that makes you feel like I said, it looks like this person's definitely going through something. Again, I feel like they did come to a realization, quite frankly, around what may have been causing these types of energies to come out of them, right? And I feel like that's something that goes back pretty deep for them. So it looks like they could just still be going through the healing process with that. So between that, quite frankly, and the fact that I mentioned we're about to have a Mercury retrograde, might be one of those things where you just might want to ride this out for a bit, not give it too much energy and see how it happens next month. But hopefully there wasn't any of you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.